So the chapter that I was assigned from Fontes and Pinellas When Readers Struggle, Teaching That Works is chapter 15 that focuses on independence in processing text and specifically the strategies of solving words, self-monitoring, and self-correcting behaviors. My presentation focuses on the following ideas. The first slide will talk about helping readers take words apart. The second, helping readers use word parts. Self-monitoring and self-correcting will follow. General problem-solving ideas. And then I also have an attachment that shows an idea for self-monitoring and self-correcting using visual information and how it might be used in the classroom. And the very last slide provides resources and assistive tools that can be used with instruction. In Chapter 15, in the section titled Helping Readers Take Words Apart, Fontes and Pinnell note that noticing mismatches is a critical early behavior for readers because it allows educators to see that those students are using visual information in a way that connects it with other sources of info. As teachers, we need to use powerful language to prompt our students, whether we're teaching for, prompting for, or reinforcing their use of visual information. And prompts are most commonly used to assist learners during the process of reading. On the next slide, I'll reference a chart that has some strategic actions during reading. But some of the most basic things or items or prompts that teachers can use when students are reading and it's during the process. The first thing is to be very brief. You don't want to interrupt the reader's grasp of meaning of the story. So that's the first thing. The second item is to assist learners in using what they already know. Really focus on their current knowledge and understanding. Following that, you want to draw the reader's attention to specific information in order to help them solve a problem. And also, you want this to be a quick process. We want to promote fast processing because as educators, it's our goal to help readers develop fast brain work. We don't want to slow down the reading. We want to keep it fluid and moving. As I mentioned previously, this is the chart that I was referring to that's available on page 347 of the text, and it's titled Supporting Strategic Actions During Reading. So this chart really provides the teaching element of prompting towards using visual information, the actual prompt, and the reinforcing element. So this figure really sets up kind of a guide for teachers to utilize when we want to help those beginning readers use visual information well. In their word-solving process. And strong instructional language is something that needs to be a part of it. But teachers can go about this a few different ways. In order to help students, in using word parts, it's efficient to tell the word in a way that helps the reader kind of see how important it is to the information. So telling the word is one option. Another option that the text talks about is using understanding gained from writing. So teachers can help students access knowledge that they've gained through writing in terms of when they're going through this process of reading. Another element or strategic action is looking at word parts in sequence. So the teacher can help the reader look at various parts in a word while reading. So looking at words in a sequence in a specific order is another way. Making connections between words. So with that, basically the requirement for that specific action is readers are able to solve a word by making a connection with another word that might have similar letters. So pointing those out to students and allowing them to see the similarities between words is one way that might help them decipher it. And then the very last part is taking apart words by syllables. So as readers approach more difficult texts, they're going to encounter obviously more difficult words, and they will possibly know how to hear certain syllables and breaks in words, and hopefully they'll have strategies for knowing how that works. So taking apart words by syllables and breaking it down for the student is also another way to help readers use word parts. Self-monitoring and self-correcting are vital skills and important actions for struggling readers to really get a hold of. And in order to successfully self-monitor and self-correct, students can do this a few different ways. And we can help children monitor their reading using visual information, language structure, meaning, and multiple sources of information. The one element of self-monitoring and self-correcting that I'm going to focus on is using visual information, which you will see in a follow-up video of a brief demonstration of how it could be utilized in a lesson. The last section of Chapter 15 focuses on general problem solving. The biggest thing is that as teachers, we can help students problem solve right away by just reminding them of the information they're already familiar with. And in doing that, it really can generate independence and kind of confidence in these readers, saying, hey, you already know this. That being said, the use of prompts is to generate that student independence and go from dependence on the teacher to the student doing this work independently. The main goal overall that Fontes and Pinnell say is the point of teaching, prompting, and reinforcing effective reading behaviors is to create what's an active reader. We want students eventually to use these strategic actions on their own and realize that they're incapable and in control, and using them can give them full attention to thinking and meaning and get them to be those active readers that we want them to be on a consistent basis. So my video that I've attached online that showcases how one could use self-monitoring and self-correcting in a lesson using visual information is provided. I had basically set up my lesson to be conducted with a group of students, and being at the high school level, we do a lot of group work, literacy centers, and that is why I originally had thought to conduct self-correcting and self-monitoring as a group lesson. However, because this is a skill to be used with struggling readers, I do in fact feel that after kind of revisiting the reading and thinking about it, it is a lesson that needs to be conducted one-on-one with teacher and student. This very last slide provides some assistive tools and different websites that really have some great items that can be used for instruction, especially when focusing on the skills of self-monitoring and self-correcting. Also attached online, you will find an additional handout that presents a lesson and kind of how to go about assisting students with these skills and activities. I hope that my presentation on Chapter 15 was informative and detailed. Thank you.